Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, happy Monday. The day that we have finally been waiting for is here. The PMDG 737-700 is finally released. You know we're going to be flying it all week, folks. Let me go ahead and get this music turned off real quick, and let me get the sound turned on for the game. Now, of course, being that this is our first time in the 737, we're going to go ahead and make sure that we have our music off while we are here on the ground. We're only going to have our music on during cruise, departure and landing, all that. We're going to have it off so that we can hear the sounds of the aircraft. Now, we did load in cold and dark. The only things I've done here so far is I've gotten us connected to our ground power. I've turned the battery on, obviously, and I've armed the emergency exit lights. I've also went ahead and just turned on all the lights in the cabin that I want and got our IRSs into a line. Other than that, I have not touched the aircraft. So let's go ahead and get started. So we'll get our yaw damper on. Go ahead and get our fast seatbelt sign to auto. I got to do this in the line by line check here before I get out of hand and start forgetting things. Okay, so yaw damper is on. Everything up here in our navigation tab looks good. We'll leave our fuel pump off for the time being. We'll turn that on once we're ready to start the APU. Everything looks good here. Standby power is set to auto. Guard closed. Battery is on. Guard closed. Ground power, we're connected to it right now. Wipers, we don't need them. Circuit breaker lights, we'll keep those off. Panel lights, we got them on bright. Normal equipment cooling, emergency exit lights, as I said, we have them armed so we can keep that closed. Fasten seatbelt sign is set to auto. Now coming over here, we can go ahead and turn our window heat on. We'll leave our probe heat off until after engine start. Anti-ice off until after engine start. Hydraulic pumps, we can turn electric A and B on. Let's go ahead and test the cockpit voice recorder. Hold this down for about 5 seconds here. Alright, everything looks good there. Now over to the right hand side. This is all fine. Let's go ahead and set that just so we're monitoring the passenger cabin. Let's get our circulation fan. It is on auto. We'll make sure we turn it off before the engines start. Isolation valve open. Packs off. APU bleed is set. We'll turn the engine bleeds are on. We'll turn the APU bleed on. Altitude today is going to be 35,000 feet. And our landing altitude is, let me double check what it is. Our landing altitude over in Cleveland is going to be 800 feet. So we'll get that plugged in. 800, perfect. Alright, position and strobes are set to steady. That's where we want them to be. And the overhead looks good. Now, let's go down here. Make sure everything is set how we want it to be. TA only. We'll leave that blank for now. We'll want to be on 1228 once we're ready to go. We don't have clearance out of Chicago quite yet. Just seeing if there's anything else that I need to do down here. I don't think there is, though. Oh, yes there is. We got to do our tests. Hold on a second. Still figuring out my cameras in this aircraft. It is obviously new. But hello folks, welcome to the stream. Perfect. We'll go ahead and do our test here. Perfect. Awesome. Alright, I think we'll be ready to start the APU here in just a second. Before we do that though, let me go into my FS actions and let's get our fuel and payload set up here. Let me pull up my sim brief. So let's go to fuel. Block fuel today is going to be 12,987. And then our payload, we're going to do it by the 0 fuel weight. It's going to be 121.7. Is that not possible? Nope. Okay. Cool. Alrighty. Now let's go ahead and get our APU started. So we will get our aft pump on and wait for the light to go ahead and turn off. Once we get our pressure, there we go. Go ahead and select start there. And we will wait for our EGT to rise. Do hope that everybody's been having a good day. I know I definitely have. I was able to get some work in today. And then obviously now having the 737 in game, you know, I can't complain with today. That's for sure. Not sure why we're getting a little bit of cutting there with the audio. All right, APU's alive. We can go ahead and switch on over to the APU power. And let's, just before we forget, let's release the ground power. All right, now we can start working on our FMC. So position in it, we'll just go ahead and grab this, put that there. We are at KORD. And let's get our route plugged in. So we're going to be here at O'Hare. We're going to Cleveland first, KCLE. Our flight number is United 1801. We're going to be using runway. Let me double check what we have for departure right now. We have 10 left. So we're going to be departing runway 10 left out of Chicago today. Awesome. Now let's go to our departure page here. Runway 10 left. We don't have a SID. So from there we'll be going direct Duffy, D-U-F-E-E, right? Yeah, D-U-F-E-E. From Duffy we're going to be flying to Logger, L-O-G-R-R. Nope, L-O-G-G-R. Then we're going to be going direct to Detmer, D-E-T-M-R. Perfect, and then we'll go ahead and activate that. Set our arrival in here. We're going to be arriving ILS 24 left. That's how Cleveland's landing right now. By the Browns 4, and then I believe it's going to be the Elroy. Yep, Elroy transition. And we'll execute that. Now let's go to our route. Awesome. So now that we've got all of that plugged in, let's go to our perf init page and let's get our perf init request. And then we'll just let this load up here. We should get a load button down here in just a second, and that'll automatically load everything into our FMC for us. All right, we'll click load there, execute. But we're going to be at 350. Perfect. Cruise wins. Let me go ahead and grab those from SimBrief as well. Give me just a second, hold on. It seems to... SimBrief seems to have gone in a different form other than Lido. So I'm just regenerating it here for myself so that I can read it. I know that I could probably figure it out on the other ones, but Lido's what I'm most used to. So our cruise winds are going to be 311, 311 at 030. Right? 311, 030. Yep. Okay. Now we can go ahead and select 22K, climb 2. And let's go to our takeoff page. We'll go ahead and set flaps 5 today, and that'll give us our V speeds. Oh, I forgot to set our runway winds here. Winds are going to be 170 at 20. Let me refresh and make sure that's still the most accurate. Yep, 170 at 13 now. 170 at 13. And just for us to keep in mind, winds are gusting 33 knots. So it is quite gusty here in Chicago today. IDENT position, perf, takeoff, and that is everything. Cool. I don't know what's going on with that. That's strange. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like that, actually. I think we might have already found a bug. Possibly. Give me just one quick second, folks. I'm pulling up my checklist again. Okay. So, transponder set. Our course, we're taking off on 10. I believe it's 103. Our altitude, we're just going to set to 35,000 right off the bat. If anybody knows why I'm getting this kind of like split right here, please do let me know. I'm not quite sure why it would be like that. Okay. God damper is on. Window heat's on. All of that's on. Flight directors can come on. Let's see. LNAV and VNAV. We'll wait till after the engines are started to arm those, actually. Okay. And let's go ahead and close up the aircraft now. So we'll go to FS actions, go to doors, air stairs, let's retract those, and we'll close the entry door once the air stairs are done. Ground services, let's go ahead and remove our wheel chocks. Cool. Alrighty. Everything is set there. Okay. And we'll go ahead and call for our pushback here.
it to ground.
This is ground. Stand by.
Okay, auto throttles. We'll want to go ahead and arm those. Our speeds are... actually, let me figure out what takeoff. So it's V2 plus 10, so 146.
Okay, sir. The
Okay.
bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed. Please set parking brakes.
Fuel pumps. Oh, I didn't realize that our parking brakes weren't set.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
Okay, let's go ahead and get our anti-collision light on.
We are cleared for start and push.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Go ahead and get a recirc fan off. Make sure that our packs are off. Okay.
Please release parking brake.
Oh, hush up. I'm getting it.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
You will
All
start
right.
in the sequence.
So let's go ahead and set ground there. Oh, looks like it's starting to pop up here. I'm not sure why I'm getting that popping. Oh, shoot. We're at 20. So we can go ahead and kick the fuel on there. Now, I don't have my wing view set up. I literally only was able to get the aircraft installed and get this livery installed before I went ahead and had to go to dinner. Or had to go take care of dinner and all that. Like I said, it's been a busy day for me here. Go ahead and start our clock. And we can get number 1 started here.
Subway traffic for flight 225 is on the RNAV Yankee RMP 13 center midway.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
Parking brakes are set.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
Alrighty. Introduce fuel.
Ground. You may disconnect.
Okay, sir. Cleared to disconnect. Pin has been removed. See you at the side. Have a good flight.
Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
Alrighty, that's 2 good engine starts for us there. Now, I didn't start Pack X this flight. I can go ahead and start it up if you guys would like for our second flight of the day. But we're going to go ahead and start our taxi out here. Before we do, let's get our before taxi checklist. So gens 1 and 2, we'll get those on. Probe heat, let's get that on. Anti-ice, it is not needed. Packs, we'll go ahead and set to auto. Engine, or the isolation valve, we went ahead and set to auto as well. APU bleed can come off, and the APU itself can come off. Engine start switches, we'll set these to CONT. Flaps, let's go ahead and set our flaps to 5. Alright, flap set 5. Elevator trim set for takeoff. Let's make sure that we go ahead and plug that in. Where did it say? I know that somewhere it says the trim. But I don't want... 100% remember where. Oh, that's right. I got to grab the center of gravity. All right, 5.69 on our trim. So we'll get that plugged in here. That's roughly where we want it. Okay. Flight controls. Let's make sure that we have free and correct flight controls here. I'm not quite sure. I don't really remember how to switch this over. Ah, here we go. No. Oh, here we go. Systems. Full forward, full back, full left, full right. And for our rudder, we'll go rudder full right, rudder full left. Alrighty. And lower display is off. Alright, we'll go ahead and get our taxi lights on here. Make sure our logo light's on. And we can start our taxi. Go ahead and get our parking brakes off. Oh, here, traffic. You died. What is our call sign? Give me just a second. Let me update this so I can have my call sign. There we go. O'Hare traffic, United 1801, taxiing runway 10 left by a Bravo Lima Zulu. Okay. I'm still getting some clipping here with this. I'm not sure why I'm getting that.
Flight 213 setting up on a 7-mile final runway 13 center midway.
But man, those engine sounds are spectacular. Now we are going to make sure that we take our time today. I'm going to go ahead and go through all the charts as I need to. I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to mess anything up. So, we're going to go nice and slow here. We will be flying this aircraft all week long though, so just because we're going slow tonight does not mean that we'll be going slow forever. But I hope everybody's just as excited as I am to have this aircraft finally. We have certainly been waiting long enough.
All air traffic, United 1324 and MD11 taxiing to 2A right with Victor Yankee, O'Hare.
Midway traffic 213's on a 5-mile final runway 13 center, 2,500 feet in the set, runway in sight, midway.
Yeah, this other United flight, he's taking off on the opposing runway for us, 28 right. I'm not sure why he's doing that. Right now, O'Hare is taking off and landing on the 10 and 9er runways.
Winds suck, by the way. Winds 180 at like 40.
Oh, never mind. You know what? I think that we're the ones going backwards today. I think that I was still using outdated weather data when I planned this a few hours ago. But that's just going to make for an interesting departure. I'm not going to go ahead and change it this close to departure. We're just trying to get over to Cleveland and into controlled airspace, and we're trying to showcase this aircraft. But it's definitely going to be a gusty departure, that's for sure. So as we taxi down, let's go ahead and get our before takeoff checklist. I'm just kind of reading through right now. Alrighty. We are taxiing down now. We're just passing Bravo Bravo, then it's going to be Alpha Alpha, and then it's going to be Zulu. And Zulus are going to be where we are going to be entering 10 left. Oh, here traffic, United 1801, we're entering runway 10 left via Zulu.
Federal traffic, ProFlight 213 is clearly active. We're going to be taxiing to Atlantic. Headway.
O'Hare traffic, United 1801, departing runway 10 left. Alrighty. Lights are set. We'll go ahead and get 40. And then on up to Toga. Definitely got some crosswinds there. Wow, I'm fighting the crosswinds. V1, rotate. Woo, doggy. Gear up. O'Hare traffic, United 1801, we are clear of the runway. Alright, aircraft, come on, start to turn out. There we go. Alright, and we are up, folks. I know that wasn't the smoothest departure of all time there, but, I mean, we got it. Definitely hitting some strong crosswinds on that departure like we thought we would. Alrighty. We are almost to our flaps up, cleaning up the aircraft here. Gorgeous, flaps up. And gear can come off. All right, let me just go through our after start checklist, or after takeoff checklist, I mean. Gear is already up, auto brakes are off, engine start switches, we can set those to off. Gear levers in the off position, runway turn lights, we can turn those off. And everything else is good. I knew there was something I was forgetting. Of course, in my hype, I forgot to set the altimeter to 2980. That's a big one. Shouldn't be forgetting things like that, but I was just too excited for the plane.
Midway traffic of the 804, Texan runway 1 center via Yankee Papa November flight.
I'm still getting that weird popping down here, and our what is that? Our attitude indicator. I don't know why it's popping. I'm gonna, after the flight, or after everything tonight, I'm gonna go ahead and leave a post on the forum and just let them know about that. I'll see if I can't capture a screenshot when it's kind of staying steady and not flickering as much, so I can let the folks over at PMDG know what's going on, and hopefully they can get a fix for it. But folks, it is finally here. Hope everybody's night's been doing well so far. Everybody's night's been going well so far, I should say. Cave07, sorry I didn't see your chat there on YouTube. I'm not watching the YouTube chat quite as much, but Cave07 said the email with the link is taking forever. It's been 2 hours since we purchased. Yikes, I'm so sorry about that. I purchased it literally right as it came out, the minute it came out, and it took me about 10-15 minutes to get my email. And asking how the 737 has a HUD. They do come with HUDs. It is definitely airline specific. They had to order it that way, or I'm sure there's a way that they probably could have gotten it put in after the fact. But the PMDG, if you do not go for the eyebrow windows up here, you will get the HUD. I prefer flying with the HUD. That's just personal choice. I know that not everybody does, though. Had a little bit of stuttering there. Now, performance-wise, I'm still having some stuttering issues with my sim. That's just, that's just an issue I've been having with my sim personally. The PMDG itself, it's been performing magnificently. I haven't seen any loss of performance. I haven't seen any frame rate drops, anything like that. So, it's definitely flying well. The only issue I've had so far is, again, just this flickering in and out. I don't know what could be causing that. I don't know if it's something If it's something in my sim settings or what. Now, for those of you who are watching over on YouTube, I'm sorry. I will try and check the chat a little bit more periodically here. I have my Twitch chat up a lot more regularly because I can get that through my Streamlabs. I can't seem to get the YouTube chat working through Streamlabs, so I have to go to the browser to go view that. Right, passing 18,000 feet, we'll go on over to standard mode. Oh, I could bring these landing lights in. I should have done that a while ago. But who else picked up the 737? And if you did pick it up, where are you all flying to tonight? We are on the Vatsim network. I'm just waiting until we cross on into Cleveland Center territory, and we will be joining on with them here. Let me check on the VatSpy map where we're at. Yeah, we're still over the lake and stuff, so it's going to be a little bit before we get over into Cleveland Center. But we will have Cleveland Center for the approach. And then from Cleveland, we're going to be flying on into Newark, EWR, and it looks like we have New York Center and New York Approach online. So we should have a decent amount of coverage all the way in today. Now, we, of course, will be flying the 737 all week long, so definitely do tune in to our future streams as well. We stream every night at 7 p.m. Central Time, Chicago time. And that's on the weekdays. On the weekends, times will vary. Make sure that you follow my Twitter. You will get a notification 15 minutes before all the action starts. Climbing out nicely here. I'm going to go ahead and turn, or actually our fasten seatbelt signs are on auto. That's right. We don't have to mess with them. For those of you watching the stream, by all means, feel free to go ahead and hit us up in the chat. YouTube chat, I'm not watching quite as closely, but I'm definitely checking in periodically here. But once every 2 to 3 minutes. Twitch chat, I just have open, so anybody on Twitch, I'll see you right away. But I am checking everything. Let me go ahead and get our music turned on here. And let me open my Razer Synapse app real quick. I'm not sure why I keep getting this like this audio change when I switch between tabs. All right. There we go. I'm thinking now we should be normal, but let me just double check one more time. Stand by, folks, while I just go ahead and look through this stuff real quick. Sorry about that. All right. Okay, perfect. We'll just go ahead and set it like that. Cool. All right, we got it set. We got it fixed. Perfect. We're reaching our top of climb here. Pretty soon we're going to be at our top of descent. And that's following the Browns 4 arrival. I'm just getting the chart pulled up here. So for the Browns 4 arrival, I know that I just flew this in the other day. We want to be at 240 at Fry. So starting at our top of descent, we will go down to, let me just make sure I get, or everything is plugged in correctly here. All right, cool. Detmer. Huh. That's real weird. Hold on. There we go. I was going to say, that wasn't... Nothing was plugged in right there. Okay, perfect. So, Fry 240 above, McCoy 210 above. Whedon's going to be 1900 above at 280. 1700 above at RDZON. Winds 1400 above. And then Browns at in between 11 and 14 at 280. Perfect. And then in between 7 and 6, in between 6 and 5 at 5, and everything is plugged in as it should be. Awesome. So now we can go to our init ref, we can go to our index, and we can go to our approach. Everything's already plugged in for our approach, so we are all set actually. Cool. Yeah, I guess this isn't like the Airbus where we have to plug everything in manually. It just went ahead and grabbed it all for us. That works. Now, Cabo7, I'm sorry I missed your chats earlier. I do apologize. But I do have all my chats open, folks, so feel free to say hello. Those of you watching back, I know that you're going to hear that quite a bit, but we'll go ahead and bring that in a little bit. Let's see if we're any closer to Cleveland Center. Oh, Cleveland Center's offline. Lovely. So it looks like we're actually just going to end up being on our own into Cleveland. That works. So once we start our descent, I'm just going to set our heading bug down to 5,000 for our top of descent. And we'll let the VNAV take us all the way in. I don't even have to wonder if the VNAV's working in this plane. It's a PMDG. One of the reasons why I've been so excited for the release of this aircraft. Now, as we come into land, I'm hoping that my reversers are working. I haven't done any changes to my flight controls in the sim. I haven't changed any settings or anything like that, so I'm hoping that it just transfers over, but for some reason I've just had bad luck with new aircraft and getting like the thrust levers and everything like set up properly and how they should be. Now I'm going to make sure I have my checklist ready for our descent preparations. Fuel quantity is checked, 9.4 total. Before top of descent, let me go ahead and grab the ATIS information. So KCLE. So I do have the updated ATIS now. Let me go ahead and... Oh, nope, I gotta keep that on standard. This aircraft, you can't plug this in separately like you can in the Airbus. So for takeoff, or top of descent, ATIS checked, altimeter checked, radios are set. And everything is plugged in as it should be. Let me get the localizer course for the ILS 24 right. (238). All right. Got that plugged in. Perfect. And we don't have to do anything until we actually get into our descent now. What I absolutely love about the 737s is once you get the hang of it, they are just so damn easy to fly. Make sure I bring my yoke back up. Yeah, that's all in op right now. The weather radar, of course. Alright, gorgeous. We are coming up to our top of descent now. We're about 30 miles from the top of descent. And we will set our altitude down to 5,000 once we... Or actually, I don't have to set... And yeah, I do have to set the altitude. Never mind. I was seeing all these blank screens, and I was like, I may not have to set anything, but yeah, no, I do have to set it down to 5,000 once you reach that top of descent there. Now, I can't remember if the aircraft will start descending before that TOD mark, so I'm just going to wait till we reach it before I set down to 5,000, or at least just before the top of descent mark before I set down to 5,000. Got about a 28, 27 knot tailwind. It's a little bit of a tail crosswind, but go ahead and check the YouTube chat real quick. Nothing new. All right, we're about, give or take 10 miles from our top of descent. So I'll go ahead and set our altitude bug down to 5,000 here. And now we are prepped for our top of descent. Altimeter in Cleveland is 3013. So keep that in mind, 3013. And as we start our descent here, I'm going to go ahead and make our call over Unicom. Cleveland traffic, United 1801, we are descending by the Browns for arrival for the ILS 24 right. Perfect. All right, Aruni. And we are on the VNAV. So as we descend, let's look through our checklist here. De-ice, I don't think we're going to need it. Landing altitude, let's go ahead and check it set at 800, and it is perfect. Radio altitude, let's see, radio and baro. I believe everything is good. Okay, let's get our baro set here. Actually, I believe it's going to be a radio, as a matter of fact. And that's going to be 150. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I was looking down there before. You can tell I'm clearly lost. And our auto brake, we'll set that to 1. Perfect. As we pass through 18,000 feet, we'll set our altimeter to 3013. And then as we pass through 10,000, we'll make sure we're below 250, get our landing lights and our passenger signs on. Go ahead and bring our GPS, our maps in a little bit more there. It's been really nice to have the stream a little bit more populated today. I'm hoping that we can keep this up, but I'm sure that this is just mostly because of having the PMDG in the title and all that. It is release day, and everybody's excited to get their glimpse of the new aircraft. I'm definitely hoping that some of you guys will be joining us in our future streams. Weekdays starting at 7 p.m. We go live at 6:45, but we don't start any of the action until 7. There's about a 15-minute grace period for everybody to get in, get situated, start saying hello and all that before we get started. As always, I encourage anybody who wants to go ahead and join us on the Vatsim network whenever we fly. I will always post my flight plan up in the ticker above, and you'll always be able to follow along, obviously, as we stream and join in at any part. It is an absolutely gorgeous descent down into Cleveland right now. Nice dusk approach. I'll go ahead and get the music paused here. We'll get more of a stereo cockpit. And we'll just shoot the approach in. Let me get our DUs a little bit dimmer there. They were just a tad bit bright. That's fine. I don't know why it wants us 280 at Wheaton. Or actually, yeah, it wants us at 280 at Wheaton. I don't know why we're... Hold on a second. You know what? I'm not even going to mess with it tonight. We'll just leave it as it is. We'll just have a bit of a slower arrival. That's okay. The sounds in this aircraft sound, the sounds, they are spectacular. Descending through 22,000 right now. On our way down into Cleveland. And then just a short turnaround here in Cleveland, and we will be making our way up, or not up, I guess, more over to Newark. And that's where we're going to end the evening tonight, folks. I think tomorrow night we'll go ahead and do some West Coast flying. That way we'll have daylight pretty much the whole time. Still descending nicely along the arrival, just as we should. VNAV is working spectacularly. Now, I know it's been a while since I've flown a 737 in the sim. It's been over 2 years now since I've flown a 737 in a simulator. But the 7-3 was the very first aircraft that I ever learned to fly, the very first study level aircraft I learned to fly. And that was a PMDG over on FSX, as a matter of fact. So it's almost like riding a bike. It's all coming back to me now. A bulk of my sim hours have been spent in the PMDG 737 for FSX, so... I know it's going to be a long ways away, but I'm also looking forward to the 7.4 and the 777 from PMDG for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Those are going to be a blast to fly as well. Now on the 7.4, I don't really like long hauls too much. I mean, I'll do some longer flights, but for both of those aircraft, I'm more looking forward to the cargo variants of them than I am for the passenger. Alright, we're past 18,000 now. We'll go ahead and set our altimeter 3013. Chris Campbell, looks like the PMDG has temporarily halted sales due to activation scaling issues. My stream may get more populated as those on the West Coast start jonesing for their 737. I did not know that. So, yeah, newsflash, folks. The PMDG has temporarily halted their sales. I'm glad that I was able to get it in when I was. As I was door dashing today, it started to slow down right around 2-3 p.m. So we came back in. And I was able to just kind of sit here and F5 my screen quite a bit. And right at 4:07 Central Time, that's when the aircraft released. And I was able to get my hands on it right as it released. And then shortly after I downloaded it, I'd say maybe 5-10 minutes, their website just absolutely crashed. And everything seems to have halted since. Now, for everybody still wanting the aircraft, my biggest advice for you guys, just be patient. I promise you'll be able to get your hands on it here soon. I can't imagine it'll be more than just a few hours before they get everything fixed. Now, obviously, this is an aircraft that's supposed to have been out years ago. I say supposed to. not really supposed to. It's more they originally thought that they could have it out in just a few months after the release of the sim, but obviously that was not the case. Chris Campbell, good time, and yes, sir, indeed it was. You know, I don't want to use the word lucky, but I'm a truck owner operator by trade, and I couldn't find a load here in Chicago for my truck today, so I was just doing DoorDash just to make a little bit of money, make sure I didn't have an absolute 0 day. And so it all did work out perfectly in the end. Alrighty, passing through 12,400 now. Let me bring my charts back up. We're right where we want to be, and then once we get to Elroy at 5,000, that's when I'll switch my charts on over to the approaches page. And that's runway 24 right at Elroy. I'm just making sure I have it set in. Oh, hold on. Okay, got it plugged in here on my charts. It doesn't look like it plugged in on my FMC here. Yep, so we'll just go ahead and put that there, execute that, perfect. Alright, I am going to be taking a break from looking at the Twitch chat and the YouTube chat here for a moment as we shoot our approach into Cleveland. So I'm going to move our GPS in just a tad bit more, and I'm going to go ahead and grab our approach plate here on my other screen. And it looks like we're going to want to enter Shirk at 3,000. Drag required. Oh, come on. Can I not? Okay, hold on a second. Do I really have to do it that way? Yeah, that's kind of annoying. But we'll just go ahead and add a little bit of drag there, I guess. And let's continue looking at what I was trying to look at here. Let's make sure that we are at everything where we're supposed to be. Yep. This has us plugged in for 2-4 left. I was supposed to choose 2-4 right. That's why it changed. Okay. So ILS 2-4 left at Elroy. And now I'll add that in. That's why I was looking for things that didn't exist there. Perfect. Okay, everything looks as it should now. Now we're through 10,000 feet, so let me go ahead and get our landing lights on. Seatbelt signs are still on auto, so that's all good. I think we can go rid. Ooh, I think we can go ahead and get rid of our drag there. Sometimes I get too excited and I trip over my words. Those of you who watch the stream pretty regularly probably have noticed that by now. That's definitely something I've been dealing with my whole life. Pretty soon here, I'm going to go ahead and make our call over Unicom, let everybody know that we're entering the ILS at El Roy. All right, let's get on down to 3,000 now. Or at least set our altitude down to 3,000. We want to pass El Roy, I think, at 5,000, but I'm just going to start descending down to 3 now. Or I'll start descending down to 4 and then 3. The VNAV should have us covered, though, even if I set it to 3,000. It should keep us at the altitude that we need to be. I've been flying planes with incomplete VNAVs for so long now. Then as we pass El Roy, we should start dropping down to 4,000. Here we go. And then once we pass Borney, it should be down to 3,000. And we'll go ahead and arm our approach once we get to Borney there. And we should be hitting our decel here any moment now. Cleveland traffic, United 1801. We are joining the ILS 24 left, currently coming up to Borney. Now I know that wasn't the most professional call out, but hey, as long as people know where we are and know what our intentions are, then it's done its job. We're starting our decel here. Okay. Look through our approach checklist. Approach, we'll go ahead and arm. Once our glide slope's alive, which I believe it is, we'll go gear down. We're getting our flaps down now. Nope, didn't mean to do that. Speed brake is armed. Go ahead and set our speeds down. Let's get down to 145. Now go ahead and get our heads-up display off there. Alrighty. Cleveland traffic, United 1801. We are on final runway 24 left. And I'll go ahead and disengage. God, I don't know how to turn that alarm off. Well, we'll worry about that in a second. Right now, let's worry about landing the aircraft. We do have a bit of a crosswind here. See, I thought that the button was right there on the stick somewhere. I'll figure it out in just a second, folks. Give me one. Disengage the auto throttle.
Approaching minimums. Minimums. 100.
Alrighty.
50. 30. 20. 10.
Oh, come on, girl. Get down. Come on. Ooh. Those are some strong fucking crosswinds. Oh, come on. Where are my reversers at? There we go. I've got too many things going on at once here. Yeah, my reversers did not save as they should. I was too busy trying to worry about those. Okay. We are on the ground. It wasn't graceful, but we are on the ground. And I think that we vacate to the left here. Okay, how do I freaking turn this horn off? Give me just 1 second, folks. You could tell it's been a minute. How do I clear this? Oh, man. I know I'm not looking too hot here. Oh, man. I'm still searching this up, guys. Give me just 1 second here. Oh, it's that button. Okay. Jesus. I don't know why that took me so damn long to figure out. I'm terribly sorry about that, guys. Okay. Now let's get ourselves... Let's get ourselves into the gate here. Yep, you guys saw it here live, folks. I didn't know how to turn off a horn and I made a damn fool of myself. Let's go ahead and get weather and traffic off here. We're going to go ahead and take a quick turnaround while we're here in Cleveland, and then we will continue on. Hopefully our second flight has a few less hiccups than our first one. I mean, shit. Knowing how to turn off that horn is a big one. I hope at least you guys had a good laugh out of that from me. I'm sure that I give you guys plenty to laugh at. But you know, it's all in good fun. We're all having fun here. We're all enjoying ourselves. That's what's important. You know, I'm an avid simmer. I've been simming for a while, but I am definitely not a real pilot, and it shows. But that's the wonderful thing about Flight Sim. You don't need to be a real pilot. You can make mistakes, and at the end of the day, you know it's just a simulator. But I hope so far you all have been enjoying the PMDG 737 as much as I have. Okay, so I gotta hold that for reversers. Yeah, if you guys couldn't tell, I definitely did not test that before I took this flight. No, I mean, literally, before I went live today, all I had time to do was get the plane into the sim and literally figure out how to start it again. And then from there, I just shut the sim down, went to take care of dinner, and then we went live. And we definitely had some strong crosswinds on the landing. I was too busy trying to pay attention to everything else and figure out how everything worked that I definitely did not get us on a level landing, that's for sure. Oh, lovely. I didn't even actually start this flight on my ACAR system for my virtual airline. So it doesn't even count, which is okay. You know, with that kind of landing, I'm not sure I would have wanted it to count. But things like that, typically you guys, I do this shit off camera so that you guys don't have to watch that. But, you know, with the 737 coming out today, I was too excited to stream. I'm sure that everybody's too excited to see it. That I didn't want to miss out on, I didn't want to, like, you know, miss out on streaming tonight so that I could sit here and learn every little thing there is to learn about this aircraft. Alrighty, parking brake is set. APU gens are live. So let's go ahead and turn our taxi lights off. We'll go ahead and get our anti-collision light off. And let's get our engine shut down. We'll get our fuel pumps off. Let me just go into our overhead panel here. Probe heat can come off. Anti-ice is already off. Packs can go ahead and come off. APU bleed's already on. Perfect. Fasten seatbelt sign can come off. And let's come to our menu page here. Let's go to FS Actions. Let's go to Ground Services. Let's get those wheel chocks set. And let me come on over here. Let's get the jetway to the aircraft, please. Once that's connected, we will get our door open. Cargo door forward, cargo door aft. We'll get those open. Let's get baggage. And then entry aft, we'll get that open. Let's get our catering. And we'll get our entry door open as well. I guess we don't, oh, that's not what I wanted to click. I guess we don't have catering and baggage. So request the forward and aft galley will start deplaning. And we'll get the forward and aft carts. And then let me also make sure that I go to my doors and we'll open the forward compartment there. All right, folks, we're going to go ahead and take a quick turnaround. I will be back. So don't go anywhere. Alrighty, we are back. We are back. Or I am back, at least. I'm just grabbing our flight plan here for our flight over to Newark. Keep it the same altitude, flight level 350. And we're also going to be keeping the same call sign. We're not going to go ahead and switch our call sign this flight. Went ahead and updated the ticker for you all, so you have the updated route. Now let's go ahead and hop into the aircraft. We can go ahead and ground services. We can release these two. And we can release the loaders as well. Let's go to our doors here. All right, perfect. Our target is 130 because I believe that's the max we can do. Nope, 128, perfect. And let's get boarding started there. Okay, let's go ahead and plug in everything here on our FMC page. So we'll go to init, we'll go to perf, no. Position, no. Ident. Where's the flight plan? There we go, route. KCLE, and we are going on over to Newark, KEWR. Flight number, once again, UAL 1801. Today we're going to be departing 24 left, the same runway we took off from. And awesome. Departure, going to be runway 24 left, and we're departing via the P-Fly D1. DORT transition. Route activate, execute, next page. Perfect. We can just go ahead and plug in our arrival. We're going to be arriving, what runway they say it was? 4 right. They're arriving 4 right now in Newark via the FQM3 SLT transition. Execute that. And let me see, I believe we're going to want the Kilma. But I just got to be sure. ILS 4 right. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and put Kilma in. Okay, cool. Let's go to our menu page. Let's go to our FS actions. Let's make sure that we get our fuel and payload set up here. Block fuel today is going to be 15,521. And then our payload is full. Awesome. Actually, we want a zero fuel weight of 112,869. 112.9. Awesome. Go back to the FMC here. Go to our perf init. And let's get our requests. And while that loads in, we'll just give it a quick second. Oh, sorry about that. Let me get this off the screen there. Alright, we'll go ahead and hit load there. Flight level is actually going to be 350, not 390. Oh, I guess we have to execute first. And then we can go put in 350. Let me grab the cruise winds here real quick. Cruise winds are going to be 350 at 38 once again. Awesome. And one limit. Select that, climb 2. And we'll go to takeoff. Flaps 5. Next page, we'll make sure that we get the winds here. 150 at 08. Alrighty. And that is our V-speed set. We are all set to go. I'm still getting a little bit of clipping here. I'm not sure why, but I will be putting that on the PMDG forums. Let's go ahead and pre-plan our pushback. We'll just set it right like that. Perfect. We'll minimize that. And I believe we are almost ready to go. Let me just set our altitude here. We're going up to 35,000 feet. Our course is already set because this is the runway that we landed on just a few minutes ago. 35,000, perfect. Let me grab the landing altitude over in Newark. Landing altitude in Newark is 17 feet. So we'll put that at 0. Perfect. Alright, everything in the overhead looks ready, so we'll go ahead and get our fuel pumps on. We'll get our beacon light on, and we'll go ahead. Oh, we'll request our pushback.
This is ground. Stand by.
Set that to RTO. And of course, before we go, I'm just going to run through our checklist real quick, make sure that we didn't forget anything. Okay. Recirc fan off, packs are off.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
So let's get our before start checklist going. So our
Cleared for start and push.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
yeah, you have to wait just a second here while I finish this up real quick. Actually, V2 is 133, so we want 143 on our speeds.
Please release parking brake.
Yeah, give me just a second. Alrighty. There you go.
Parking brakes are released.
Left and right fuel pumps are on.
You can start
After
the
forward
engine
fuel
in
pumps
sequence.
are on.
It will start in the sequence.
Hydraulic pumps are on. Anti-collision light is on. Parking brake is removed. Ground equipment removed. And the engine area is clear, so we'll go ahead and give her a start. Let me make sure that those chocks were actually removed now that I think about it. Yeah, they're removed. Awesome. Almost messed that start up there. Didn't have my lower DU turned on. But we're all good. Make sure our seatbelt signs are set to auto. All right, that is engine number 2 started. We'll go ahead and start number 1 now.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
Parking brake is
brake
set.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
And it looks like we have a good start on number 1 as well.
Startup is complete. You may disconnect.
Roger. Good engine start. Cleared to disconnect. See you at the side.
Flaps
Have a
set
good
5.
Holding
Let's
position
go ahead
waiting
and get
for
our
the
flight
visual.
controls
Thank you and
check.
goodbye.
Full forward, full back, full left, full right, rudder. Let's go full right and full left. Alrighty. We are all set there. We can go ahead and turn that one off. Let's get our before taxi checklist. Generators 1 and 2 can come online. Okay. Packs can come onto auto. Restart fan can come onto auto. Probe heat can come on. Don't need anti-ice. APU bleed can come off, and then the APU itself can come off. Engine start switches, we'll set those to CONT. Elevator trim, let's make sure that we set that for takeoff. Almost forgot that once again. .5. Perfect. 5.5 is set. Okay. And we are ready to go. Let's get our taxi lights and runway turn-off lights on so that we can see. And let's let everybody know where we're going. Let's get our taxi. Cleveland traffic, United 1801, runway 24 left, taxiing via Juliet Lima. Parking brake come offline. Go ahead and get our heads-up display back, and let's start our taxi. Let me restart my clock there. Forgot to end it from the last flight, but that's okay. And we'll turn left, not into the sign. I was looking at my charts over there. We'll turn left here onto Juliet 4 and join up with Lima. Alright, spoilers are armed for takeoff. And then here comes Lima right here. Almost forgot to turn off the music there. Sorry about that, guys. Should have turned it off for startup, but I didn't. Armed the auto throttle. Cleveland Traffic United 1801. We're going to be turning on to runway 24 left via Lima 7 for departure to the east. %40 going right there. Toga. Cross check.
V1. Rotate.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. I don't think I was supposed to actually have my my spoilers armed in this aircraft. I know that in the Airbus you want them armed, but I guess in the Boeing you're not supposed to have them armed. And I'll go ahead and arm the autopilot there and let it take over. Gorgeous. Goodbye, Cleveland. Definitely a much better departure than we had out of O'Hare already. Now let's hope for a better landing, although I don't think you can get much worse than the landing we had here in Cleveland. I definitely dropped the ball on that one, that's for sure. Yeah, I guess I had my spoilers out a little bit by accident. Now we know for the future, I mean, it's, you know, part of getting back into an aircraft or getting into a new aircraft. There's going to be a learning curve. You're going to do things wrong. And I mean, this is literally, you guys are seeing my first 2 flights ever in the 737 by PMDG for Microsoft Flight Simulator. My first flights in the 737 ever after 2 years. Now, of course, the VNAV is climbing us out via the departure. So we're holding here just at 6,000. And we will continue climbing as the departure allows us to. Oh, forgot to turn my traffic and weather back on there. Now, I keep getting a master caution light, but I'm not sure what for. I'm going to get my anti-ice on just in case that's what's going on there. Oh, shit. Did the forward entry door not close? No, it didn't. Why did that? Please tell me it's closing. No, it's not. What the hell? Well, that's a bit of a problem now, isn't it? Gosh darn it. Okay, well, that's really annoying, and I don't really want to deal with flying back and trying to land again just so that we can go ahead and get that door closed. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here, guys. It's definitely been a mess, but it's been fun. I've enjoyed this aircraft so far, and I hope you guys have too. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night, and we will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully with a much less turbulent stream.